Hey guys, welcome back to Tech Insights with Dylan White. As always, thanks for being here. Today we're diving into day 12 of our journey to the SC-900, and it is day 9 of the SC-900 content. If you were here yesterday, you'll remember that we dove into everything Microsoft compliance, and we started with understanding the Microsoft Service Trust Portal, and we started diving into what is Microsoft Preview. Remember privacy, remember user data request access, all those good things, right? We dove into that pieces, right? Remember when we talk about this, and I heard a lot of people are like, "Why are you doing such long form content?" For me, everybody learns a different way. So I'd rather start with the long form. We're also going to have some very short form where I have 3 to 5 recommendations, 2-minute videos. But this is for people that want to go back, want to understand the concepts, see the modules, and follow along, and see what I would look at studying. So that's for those people. There's going to be all kinds of content for these 30 days. So don't you worry. We're just starting with the long stuff so we can get to the good stuff, right? And today we're going to dive into everything Microsoft Purview and what compliance management we have in Purview. So, lo and behold, let's get to it. All right, guys, welcome back. We're here to talk about everything Microsoft Purview and what kind of compliance management capabilities we have. Remember, Microsoft Purview is the full data governance, risk, and compliance tool for Microsoft. So there's more than just compliance, right? So we're just going through just the compliance piece, right? Just that C. So in this section, you will be able to understand what is the Microsoft Purview compliance portal. We'll be able to describe Compliance Manager. We'll be able to describe the use and benefits of the compliance score for Microsoft. Remember, Microsoft created a gamified system, otherwise known as a score, to provide businesses and organizations, right, how they're doing in certain areas of the Microsoft Solution Suite, right? So there is a compliance score, just like there's a secure score. Okay, so let's dive in. All right, so the compliance portal, first off, it provides tools and data that helps organizations understand their compliance needs. Right? It's available for customers with M365 SKUs in one of the roles as global administrator. Obviously, you have access to everything: compliance administrator and compliance data administrator. All right, and when an admin signs into the Purview compliance portal, the card section on the homepage shows a glance how your organization is doing with data compliance. Solutions are available for your organization and a summary of any active alerts. Right. Admins can customize the card section by moving cards around and adding or removing cards that are displayed on the home screen. Okay? So you can see right here, we have minimized communication risk, active compliance score, right, and how many items with retention. Okay? And Compliance Manager card. That card leads you to the Microsoft Purview Compliance Manager solution. It helps simplify the way you manage compliance, right? It calculates a risk-based compliance score that measures your progress towards completing recommended actions to reduce risks associated with data protection and regulatory controls. Okay? Compliance Manager solution also provides workflow capabilities and built-in control mapping to help you efficiently carry out the improvement actions. Right? We're not just here to show you what you can do and be like, good luck and go to it. It's here to actually provide you the way to go about it. Okay? You can see quickly what all went into that, right? Protect information, govern information, control access, management of devices, protect against threats, discovering and responding, manage internal risk. All right? The solutions catalog links to collections of integrated solutions to help organizations manage end-to-end compliance scenarios, such as, again, information protection and governance, privacy, insider risk management, how we discover and respond. The active alerts card, right, includes a summary of the most active alerts and a link where admins can view more detailed information such as severity, status, category, and a whole lot more. How do you navigate it? Right? I tell everybody when they start looking at the portal, it's a lot. You could go into the weeds, but my main way, right, is different than everybody else. You can also customize navigation, so it allows you to control which items appear on the navigation plane. There's so much that you can do. I tell everybody just read left to right, and then if you don't like the way it's laid out, you can move stuff around. But that just remember the way it will be on the test when you go into the upper layers and the administrator levels. It will be the default. Right? That's what I tell people. So even though you might have moved it around, just remember what the default was. Okay. So again, I remember how you can customize your navigation, what you can do on the navigation plane, like seeing active alerts, reports, policies, etc. I'd also know what is included in each of the cards, right? So you have a solutions catalog that provides information protection, privacy, insider risk management, discovery and response. You have an active alerts card, right? What all is on that data compliance and compliance manager overview page, so you can understand. What is compliance manager? What is it, right? How does it work? What is it for, right? It provides a portal that helps admins manage an organization's compliance requirements with ease and convenience, right? It helps organizations throughout their compliance journey, from taking inventory of data protection risks to managing the complexity of implementing the controls, also staying current with regulations and certifications, and then also reporting to auditors. You can even export these. It's incredible, right? Compliance Manager helps simplify compliance and reduce risk by providing pre-built assessments, workflow capabilities, step-by-step improvement actions, and compliance score. Right? Compliance Manager dashboard shows the current compliance score to help administrators see what needs attention and guides them through the improvement actions. Right? That's so important. Right? Remember, giving you recommendations without telling you how to fix it is just giving you recommendations. There's no prioritization, no recommendations. It's just data. You got to have some way of taking action on that data. Okay. And the elements that the compliance manager provides are controls, right, to help you actually manage whether it's a regulation, standard, or a policy. And it defines how organizations assess and manage the configuration, processes, and the people responsible for meeting a specific requirement of a regulation, standard, or policy. It provides assessments, right? In compliance management, assessments are grouping the controls from a specific regulation, standard, or policy. Completing the actions within an assessment will help your organization meet the requirements of the standard, regulation, or law. Right? An example of that would be the ISO 27001 requirement. Right? Microsoft Compliance Manager has pre-built assessments towards those things. Also has PCI, HIPAA, all kinds of different things, right? And those are templates, right, to help administrators quickly create that assessment. You can then modify the assessment to create an assessment optimized for your requirements, right? You can also build custom assessments by creating a template with your own controls and actions, right? Microsoft provides, I would understand, this might not be on the test, I've seen it once, but how many pre-built assessment templates are there? Then the improvement actions that Compliance Manager provides, right? It helps you centralize compliance activities, and each action provides a recommended guidance that's intended to help the organizations align with data protection regulations and standards, right? Improvement actions can be assigned to users in the organization to do the implementation and testing, right? You can store documentation, notes, and record status updates within the improvement action. Is really cool. And some benefits would be a compliance manager would be translating complicated regulations, standards, compliance policies into a simple language, right? Providing access to a large variety of out-of-the-box and custom assessments to help your organization, mapping regulatory controls against recommended improvement actions, step-by-step guidance on how to implement the solutions, helping administrators and users prioritize actions that will have the highest impact on their organizational compliance by associating a score with each action. Right? In short, Compliance Manager helps organizations measure progress in completing actions that help reduce risk around data protection and regulatory standards. Compliance Manager is one of the coolest tools out there. I think if you're in the GRC space, the recommended actions and ability to add the data for your organization is truly top-notch. All right, what are the use and benefits of Compliance Score? Okay, it measures the progress in completing recommended improvement actions within your controls. Right, the score can help organizations understand its current compliance posture, helps organizations prioritize actions based on their potential to reduce risk. Right, remember, all we're trying to do is move risk down and move our posture up, and we want to make sure we have the most control. Okay, you can see in here, right? If we're this organization, you got a long way to go, right? 1%, 18%, 0%. We have some work to do, right? And how we understand that is you look at the overall compliance score and based on actions, right? You have improved actions and you have Microsoft actions, right? Actions that the organization is expected to manage, actions that Microsoft manages for the organization. Right? Actions are categorized as mandatory, discretionary, preventative, detective, or corrective, right? Mandatory are actions that shouldn't be bypassed, right? Discretionary, right? These actions depend on users understanding and adhering to a policy, right? And then you have preventative, detective, and corrective, right? And organizations accumulate points for every action completed. And the compliance score is shown as a percentage representing all the actions completed compared with the ones outstanding. So what is the difference between compliance manager and your compliance score? The compliance manager is an end-to-end solution in the Purview Compliance Portal to enable admins to manage and track compliance activities. Compliance score is a calculation of the overall compliance posture across the organization. All right. So compliance manager is the solution. Compliance score is a piece of that solution. Okay. All right. Let's get to the knowledge check. Let's do it. We're gonna keep our 2-day streak of 100%. I think so. Purview is something that I've had to learn very well, so I'm super excited. All right. So let's get to it. A new admin has joined the team and needs to be able to access the Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal. Which of the following roles could admin access are used to access the compliance portal? Right? You have the help desk administrator role, the user administrator role, and the compliance administrator role. Guys, I hope you never get this wrong on the test. Okay, it's going to be the compliance administrator role. Your new colleague on the admin team are unfamiliar with the concept of shared controls in Compliance Manager. How is the concept of shared controls explained? Okay. The controls that both external regulators and Microsoft share responsibility for implementing. Controls both your organization and external regulators share responsibility for implementing. Controls that both your organization and Microsoft share responsibility for implementing. Okay. Just remember, we're talking about Compliance Manager. We're talking about a solution from Microsoft, right? We're not bringing in external regulators yet. So we care about us and Microsoft. Okay. A customer has requested a presentation on how Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal can help improve their organization's compliance posture. The presentation will need to cover Compliance Manager and Compliance Score. What is the difference between Compliance Manager and Compliance Score? All right. Compliance Manager is end-to-end solution, right, to enable admins to manage and track compliance activities, whereas the score is calculation of overall compliance posture across the organization. I think that's verbatim, the definition, right? I think that's word for word. I don't even know if we need to read the other two, but I'll show you why it's not the other two, right? Compliance Manager is end-to-end solution in Purview Portal to enable admins to manage and track. Compliance Score is a score the organization receives from regulators. No, it's not true. Compliance Manager is a regulator who will manage your compliance activities. Definitely not true. Okay? It's the first one. Let's get this 100 and let's keep it moving. Okay? We got the 100. We're going to keep it moving. Guys, hopefully you understood a little bit more about Compliance Manager. Hopefully if you're out there and you're in another industry, you're following along, you're looking to say, where can I start my journey with Microsoft? Compliance is a really good way to niche into the Microsoft suite without having to start at the very bottom. Okay? So hopefully you guys found out a little something. Hopefully you guys are getting a little more excited as we start seeing some different things. And I love having you guys here. As always, if you love the content, please like and subscribe. It does me a world of favors. And I will see you guys tomorrow.